G'day, this is Captain Australia, recumbent and at his ease in his rough sleep gear. So, I am 19 kilometres out of Ulladulla. So the plan is tomorrow I'll get up at 6:30, something like that, pack up the camp and power through. Get to Ulladulla around lunchtime and spend the afternoon there. I think there's going to be. I've met so many lovely people on the road today, and some of them said they'll come into the pub tomorrow night. So Friday night at the Marlin Hotel, I think it is, at Ulladulla. I'll be there, and we might have a few companions. So I'll see, with everybody's consent, I'll live stream it and we'll share in the drunken camaraderie of it. Yeah. So sorry, I'll show you where I am. Boop. So you can sort of see this is the new sleeping bag. I'm wearing my thermals at the moment. Look at that. Oh, sexy dad bod. So yeah, this is the new sleeping bag. It weighs about 300 grams, but it basically keeps me raining in Ulladulla now, storm coming your way, bunker down. Well, so that's a lovely bloke I met today who we exchanged phone numbers and he was just really eager to help me. I don't think I needed help, but I love the fact that he wanted to help me. And if he's watching this now or in the future, thank you so much, my friend. But you know, when I got your warning, here I am all set up. So you can see just above me. So that's the tarp. So it's got a clearance above the hammock. Hammock hangs low behind it, but it's completely covering both ends. And yeah, when the storm hits, I'm pretty confident we'll resist the rain pretty well. Pardon me. And I'll resist the cold pretty well in here. So Captain Australia is kickity comfortable. And yeah, sorry, let me talk about some of the people I met today. Yeah, so the walk, I am still struggling with the ordeal of walking. I covered 30K today. That's pretty underwhelming as far as I'm concerned. And I walked from, roughly 7 a.m. till 7 p.m. So my pace is like half what it should be, and I think it's mostly the bag. I don't know. I don't know. Great setup, Simon, says Kelso. Cheers. Yeah, I think it's okay. Um, the whatever it is, I don't think my pace is what it could be, and I'm not hugely impressed with it. That said, I've walked an average of 30K a day for the last 47 days, so it's something, and I'm just an old fool. So, and a year ago, I weighed 140 kilos from the radiation thyroid damage. So, it's something. And I am getting stronger every single day. But yes, I've only covered 30 kilometers, but I mean, I did get stopped all of the time. 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, having lovely, lovely chats. So that might be a factor in what's slowing me down as well. But in that sense, that's a very worthwhile one. So I met a guy, Kane. Let me tell you about Kane. He's a truck driver, does this sort of stretch of road, uh, delivery driver. Lovely man. He got out of his truck. How's the new boots going? Asked Kelso. Good, thank you. So this fella Kane jumps out, and we had a just instant camaraderie. I'm joking about how his name is probably the toughest name in the world. And he had like this mohawk, and it was bright pink, like my beard was because of the Daily Dare of Doom from a while back. And I asked him, so what's up with the pink mohawk, buddy? And he told me about his young daughter who's like 8 or 9, and she had decided she wanted to dye her hair pink. And she went to her and she said, "Look, Daddy, I'm not sure. What if people laugh at me?" And he said, "Sweetheart, here's the thing. 30K is still better than nothing. Here's the thing, sweetheart. You shouldn't worry about people laughing at you. People who laugh at you, that's a reflection on them. And if they're mean, well, they're not for you and you don't want them anyway, sweetie. But if you want to have your pink hair, you have your pink hair. And I'm your daddy, I'll do it too, mate. Okay?" So he dyed his hair pink to show her, sorry, that you should not worry about what people think. You should follow your heart, follow your happiness, And if people reject you for it, if people laugh at you, laugh with them or ignore them. But don't allow them to hurt you. There are some people in the world who take pleasure in hurting. And I think that's because they're hurting themselves. It's like the old saying, hurt people hurt people. You know what I mean? And anyway, he had this lovely object lesson for his daughter, and he was sporting this pink bloody mohawk, which was just great. And what a character, larger than life. Tiara says, "Stay safe and dry tonight, mate. Fingers crossed, Tiara." Stephen King says, "Yeah. The Shining. The Shining. We will kill. The Apocalypse. The Stand. Salem's Lot. Vampires." No, Stephen King didn't say any of that. That was the other dude. This King says, "Stinking hot day out there today, mate. Hope you're staying hydrated. Keep up the good work." Buddy, I am so hydrated. My pee is probably clear, drinkable water. That sounds gross. Why do I say things like that? No, it's people keep giving me bottles of water, and I carry them and I drink them because I don't want to carry them, and I don't want to say no, thank you, because they're so sweet and kind. And kindness is this beautiful circle we make together, and it lifts us all up. It makes the world better. So I don't want to say, I can't take your water. I can't handle it. No. So I take it and I drink it. And yep, it is TMI. I'm sorry, Sue. Pardon me. If I talk sometimes, that's not a COVID cough. I'm not sick. I don't make saliva like a normal person after my radiation. So I need to sip all the time. Um, but yeah, so Stephen King, yes, stay hydrated. I'm not just hydrated. I'm like ultra hydrated, you know. I am mega hydrated. Um, So yeah, all good. And another person I met, and this is what a wonderful, impressive person, was Coralie, Scout Coralie. So she's in the running to in the top four scouts here in New South Wales, and the other candidates are all very impressive too. They submit their skill sets, they do tests, and all the rest. They have to show community mindedness, you know, like civics, like they're raising money for charity and all of this. This girl, she's 12 years old, but she manifests like a grown woman on a mission. She's bloody wonderful. So we walked a couple of K together. Her mum dropped her off and picked her up. And you know, I'm delighted also in the fact that they know that I would protect that child with my life. We're walking down the side of the road. She's obviously equipped to take on anything anyway. She's a formidable young person. But the fact that they know that I'm not like some crazy bullfed, they can trust me, and I would protect that child with my life. It validates me somehow that they know that. You know what I mean? Oh, look, check this out. This is from Valhalla. Outdoor and Tactical. So in addition to the boots, they sent this beanie. So, you know, if I ever have to set up camp in the dark, it's great. Wherever I look, so too does the light. Pretty cool. Although that looks like I don't know, I work for Snapchat or something. So yeah, this girl, Coralie, she's 12-year-old scout, walked with me, talked about, you know, her aspirations she's uh, an Air Force cadet or something, like in a program to an early, you know, entry program for Air Force cadetship or something like that. She's actually flown a plane, like she's in tandem, and she got to control the stick for a while, and all of these skills that she's been building. Yeah, it is a great beanie, John. Yeah. So I've met these lovely, just impressive people. I've met some wild characters. This guy pulls over and he just all he can do is laugh. The conversation was on my part, hello, blah 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 blah. On his part, effing legend. And I'm like blah 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 blah. Effing legend. And he was a lot. His name slips my mind. It was something like Rodney, but not Rodney. Something like Horton, but not Horton. So something in between Horton and Rodney. I don't know. Lovely guy though. He'll be at Ulladulla. I'm going to look forward to having a beer with that fella. So yeah, tomorrow my goal: hit Ulladulla by sort of noon. Wander into the Marlin Hotel, check in, wash myself, bathe myself, make myself presentable and pretty, and then hang out all afternoon at the local pub. meet some more great people. Some of the people that I've met today are probably going to show up. So it's going to be just a lovely social day in the big walk, in a walk that otherwise has been pretty solitary. Let your light shine bright, Simon. Keep shining, says Lynette. That makes me think of a Pink Floyd song, actually. Shine on, you crazy diamond. Um, yeah, so feeling good. All is well in the world. I've come a long way, literally and figuratively, and I can actually remove this light. I'm pretty sure. Look at that. So if I need to, I want it down here to look a bit spooky. There we go. So now I got a hole in my head though. Look, yeah. So Kelso says, looking forward to checking out Ulladulla with you, Captain. Thank you for your amazing walk. I love the fact that there are people like you, Kelso, who are getting something from it, mate. My friend. I appreciate your interest. It's wonderful. And if anybody watching this gets even whatever it is, a shred of humor or a little bit of insight about whatever coping with adversity in your life moving forward, any of that sort of quasi spiritual mumbo jumbo stuff that I'll often go on an old man ramble about. If any of that benefits anybody, I'm delighted. The idea, can I read you something? I don't know. This may stop the stream. I'm going to do a little experiment. Let's see. The stream probably completely froze then, so I can't open this thing to read it to you. But it was a comment from this girl I was telling you about, this young scout, and she said, uh, how inspiring it was to walk with me and how she'll remember it for the rest of her life. I adore that. Okay, so we've got a comment. Darren says, good evening, Cap. Watch those mozzies, matey, lol. Well, as you can see, that's to defeat the mozzies. So I've got a bit of the old Bushmans, but the whole idea of the hammock is once I'm in, I haven't contaminated it. After my mistake with that leech all those weeks ago, I'm very careful that anything comes in here is not contaminated. There's no creepy crawlies and stuff. So now I'm set. There's no bugs. The only problem is if I have to wee in the middle of the night. Too much information. Ricky Jenkins, meeting people like Coralie must be awesome. You are creating a community of awesome people. Your walk keeps on giving to all of us. Thanks, Captain. Oh, that's a lovely comment. Thank you. I don't know if I'm creative. Like, here's the thing. What I think is I'm digging up and reminding all of the beauty that's out there. You know what I mean? So, you can see it in the nature. You can see it in the people. You might even see a little touch of it in me as I come alive. You know, and that I think is something we need to remember because the world's taken a bit of a dark turn. But if we can remember that light and that kindness is out there, we can kind of stop looking at the big picture problems, the fact that you can't trust anything, political stuff or whatever, and you just look at your immediate circle. Fill that with kindness and love and watch that expand, you know? And that, I think that's the antidote to all of the dark garbage that's happening in our world, you know? I sincerely think that both hate, the dark stuff, and kindness and justice and righteousness and goodness and all that, the light stuff, they propagate. So when you breathe them into the society, it spreads and ripples. So be nice, people. Melanie says, keep up the good work, Captain. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I think I'm doing an okay job. I'll get to Ulladulla tomorrow. Wanted to, planned to, and I will eventually get to Melbourne. Now, let me raise a question again, by the way. Earlier today, I asked, do you think as I make my way down the motorway, because the path to Melbourne is mostly motorway, I'll cross through a number of beautiful cities, but I'm going to miss out on a lot of them because I would have to walk out and back again. A lot of beachside towns that I could otherwise visit. And I asked the question, do you reckon it's stretching the rules if I get to that artery, that road, and somebody in the community wants me to visit, they come out, they grab me, they take me to their town, they bring me back exactly where I was. So instead of investing like a full day to walk 12K in and then 12K back to visit a town, which I can't add 30 days onto the walk. I have to get home. I have to kiss my children. I have to get a job or revive my travel insurance company, all of that. So, it was a question about whether that then allows me to visit some of these towns, these communities, without breaking the rules of the walk. So I can still say, hand on heart, I walked from Brisbane to Melbourne. And the no vehicles rule that only, there were no vehicles as I walked from Brisbane to Melbourne, but I did reach these touch points where I could just kind of teleport out to a little community, visit it, and come back. So most people have said, yep, go for it. I'm just hoping someone's going to say, no, you mad bastard, it's cheating, don't do it. Because that's what my heart wants to say, I think. I'm a bit strict, really. Anyway, you can see it's getting dark. Um, everyone likes the idea. And I guess, for the walk itself and for the charity, it's all win-win. So the whole walk thing, the ordeal of it, that's just for me. That's for me to say, I did it. I did the work. Look at that. An old fool can do it. I don't know. Anyway, so yep, fair enough. Okay, decision made. So if that comes up, if you're in a community that's a little bit off the major highway and you want me to visit, and you're willing to come out, grab me, and drop me back where I was on the motorway, we can figure something out. So drop me a message. Linley says, if you are okay with it, that's all that counts. I guess, yeah, I made the rules in the first place, didn't I? But again, I'm a bit strict, so am I okay with it? Don't know. Darren says, it's no stretch at all, and that's just the truth of it, buddy. It's not cheating at all, Captain Oz. All right, fine, good. How far out of Ulladulla are you? Asked Dominique. 18 or 19K, I think, Dominique. So the plan is I get up about 6 and pack up, maybe 6:30, start walking. So whether I go 3, 4, or 5K an hour, I'll be there before lunch and roll into the Marlin Hotel. Kiara says, I passed you today. That's you've got your surname Sullivan. That is my middle child's name. Love that name. I see it and it makes me feel warm. You passed me today. You probably beeped. I hope I waved back. I've been getting a lot of beeps and friendly, waves and stuff today, and like legend out of car windows and stuff. It's a little bit ego inflating, to be honest. I don't need any of that. Wait, there. Let's put this light up here. Oh, there we go. There, that's nice. Yeah, it's starting to get dark, and I'm going to sleep. The storm hasn't hit though. I'm going to sleep comfortably, get up at 6, and I beeped at you today, says Manda. Well, Manda, I'm sorry, I could not beep back, but I hope I waved. um, yeah, I hope it's not rainy, stormy tomorrow, but if it is, I'll just power through anyway. So in the first weeks of the walk, Ballina and Byron Bay was constant rain. There was like some sort of an offshore cyclone or something. So I was drenched day in, day out. And it would sometimes stop and I'd think, oh, good, I can take off my poncho and my wet weather gear. And then immediately once I've got it off, just comes lashing down again. And I powered through that. And it was so surreal. People driving past would see me and you could see the look in their face like, what is wrong with this person? What is he doing? Manda says, do you need anything for the night? Manda, unless you know shiatsu deep tissue remedial back massage for some idiot carrying a 25K pack around on his back, I'm all good. So I've got a couple of little munchables in here. I've got a bottle of water. I've been eating, honestly, too much. I don't think... so I've got a little... What's this? Let me show you. Wait, a nut bar. And... Wait, something in here somewhere. I'm like a bird in his nest and... Wait, where is it? Oh, I don't know. I think I got like some peanuts or something in here somewhere. So yeah, food, drink, I am all good. And tomorrow I'll rock into Ulladulla and be absolutely good because I'll have total access to amenities. And yeah, the new boots are springing in pretty well, I think. Doing okay. Darren says, 90 Captain Australia, see you in the morning, mate. Yeah, cheers, buddy. Good night. Rest well. Does anybody have anything that they would like to discuss? Amanda says, I also looked for you on my way back. Well, that's lovely of you, Amanda. Do you live in Ulladulla? If you do, go to the Marlin Hotel tomorrow night and we'll have a beer. Audrey says, hello, my name is Josefa Castillo from Spain, but I currently live in Guatemala. Huehuetenango. I suffer from a disease that condemns me to death, throat cancer. I have 300, oh geez, okay, donate it to an honest, serious and trustworthy person. Widow for 10 years, etc., blah, blah, blah. Sorry, I got to ban that person. Anybody, if you see that comment from Audrey Sadole, or Sadole, or however you say it, that person is known as a Bangalore scammer. Or maybe they're in the Philippines, and I don't mean to geo-target people, but could be Russia. But usually they're sitting in some dodgy call center somewhere, or in their home, just sending out garbage like that, which it's just horrible. And sorry, if you are watching the stream, you should be ashamed of yourself, mate. I'm not particularly judgy, but what you're doing is looking to victimize innocent people who are a bit, you know, vulnerable, can't tell that you're running a line of bullshit at them. And, you know, shame on you. Shame on you. Get a real job. Become a farmer, you know? Write poems, write music, but stop trying to steal from people. Don't take things, don't break things. I personally, and I'm sorry, it's just my opinion, and I'm allowed to have opinions. My opinion is you are disgusting, and if there is some eternal dimension to our life, if we go on after death, you will suffer. Okay, you'll reincarnate as a cockroach or a dung beetle or something awful. So turn it around. There's always hope of redemption. There's always hope of getting better. There's always hope of lifting ourselves and each other up. So stop running your bullshit scams, you disgusting piece of crap. Yeah, I'll ban them. I'll ban them as soon as the stream's done. River Smith says, good night, mate. I'll keep my open for you tomorrow. Hope you have a dry night. Proud of you. It's people like you who give me faith in the world. Lovely, River. Thank you. That's a very kind comment. For me, it's people like that Coralie, 12 years old and so formidable, that give me hope for the world. I love meeting young people with, you know, pep in their step. Margaret says, I'm not a scammer. I'm a stalker. Oh, Margaret, you're my favorite stalker. I love having stalkers. Stalkers are great. Stalkers are just passionate people who are a little bit wide funny. Scammers are disgusting scumbags who just want to take. Nathan says, good night, mate. How far did you get? Today, just about 30. Just bang on 30, Nathan. Sorry, we've got a diddly dee 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 dee. Kane. So this is the dude I was telling you about at the start of the stream with the object lesson for his daughter. Hope to see you every weekday until you reach Maroya. Keep up the great work, mate. Kane, if you're in Ulladulla after work tomorrow, buddy, wander into the Marlin Hotel and I'll buy you a beer, okay? Amanda's in Bendalong. Darren says, scamming assholes. OMG, yes, ashamed of yourselves, honestly. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Don't lay down and eat peanuts, will you? Lynette, you're taking this mum role a little bit too far. If I want to lay down and eat peanuts, I'll lay down and eat peanuts. You got to let a kid fall out of a tree. If I were your child, your big 51-year-old buffhead child, you know, you got to let me fall out of a tree, my friend. Um, More comments. Sonia says, been great watching your journey down our south coast. Yeah, cheers, Sonia. It's been a long and winding road so far, and I hope there's, you know, more wonderful experiences, people, places, and insights yet to come. Kenny says, hey, mate, where are you camping tonight? My fiance Deb is a stalker. Oh, that's a bit, well, I don't think I want to tell you exactly where I'm camping. Online stalkers are fine, but you know, somebody actually crunching around out there in the wilderness, I don't know. That said, Andy, I had a companion camping last night, Andy, and that was lovely. So he's a fine human. He's a stand-up comic actually. He's or an aspiring one. He's been practicing for a couple of years and he wants to take it pro. So lovely fella. So if you want to come down and bring a bottle, all right. But in case that scammer is gonna send the Interpol after me or whatever, privately message me and I'll tell you where I am. Buffhead, eat peanuts, okay? You just said not to eat peanuts, and now you're telling me to eat peanuts. What kind of a mom, I want to eat my peanuts, mom. I have water, I have just little nut bar and a bag of peanuts or something, and I'm just going to lay munch. I might even, because I've got good service here, for some reason, because I'm in the middle of a bloody forest, um, I might even watch a little Netflix or something, because tomorrow I've got power, electricity. So, tonight I can maybe have access to a little bit of entertainment. I've been watching the second season of The Witcher. Uh, I'm not sure Henry Cavill is much of an actor, to be honest. Uh, but just I like sort of fantasy, dark fantasy type stories. Actually, I like all kinds of things. I was thinking next I might watch Ricky Gervais's Afterlife, which is like a sort of a morbidly depressing suicidal guy who lost his wife to cancer or something like that. But I quite like Ricky Gervais. Um, so might treat myself to a little bit of Netflix. Anyway, let me see. There's nothing really to show you now. Uh, it's too dark to see. You can kind of the problem with this area, and I think a lot of the rest of the way south is you can't really tell the trees out there, but a lot of them are blackened by the fires over the last few years. Yesterday, I watched the best documentary on Netflix I've ever seen. My Octopus Teacher was inspirational. I think I haven't seen it, but I've seen that one advertised. I was curious to watch it actually. Well, there you go. That might be something that I'll do here while I eat my nut bar. And well, first things first, I'm going to FaceTime my wife and kids. So yeah, Captain Australia's Big Walk. Since we're chatting, let's. So those of you who've been following the whole time, let me both give an overview and a report. So the first reason for the big walk was personal healing. A year ago, was in a hole. I was waiting to die. I'd survived the stage 4 cancer, but I wasn't bouncing back. And I basically, I had a broken heart, and the cancer had been gouging day by day at the hope in my life and had just eroded it down to nothing. All I had was this tiny spark left, and that was given me by my children, I think. And then one day I just remembered a walk I took as a child, which was a time of adventure and hope. And it bred in me the belief that a big walk would heal me. And it was right. All I needed was that little touch of hope and to breathe life into it, grow it. And then I decided to share it. So I decided to help a charity. And that's where all the superhero stuff came in. So I researched, I learned about the Kids Cancer Project, not touched by pediatric cancer, but with a great empathy for anybody who's gone through cancer. The idea that a child should have to go through it ever is just wrong. So I decided to support the Kids Cancer Project, and about a year ago conceived of Captain Australia's Big Walk. Told them I'd dress up as a bullfed superhero and walk from Brisbane to Melbourne. The people at the charity, and they thought I was mental. But they were very kind and friendly and accommodated me. I told them what my strategy would be, and they didn't have to really do anything. A little bit of advice, some suggestions, just sharing ideas. But the whole benefit of this fundraiser is it's just me dressed as a superhero. So it doesn't cost the charity anything. There's no marketing involved. It's based around the idea that I could earn your regard, that there's merit in the quest of it, and that it's interesting that I walk down these remote places dressed as a superhero, and because of that, we attract media attention, donations, and the charity benefits, and there's no overhead. So every dollar donated goes directly into research. And for the people that have been watching a long time, I think the dimension that they're seeing most is the personal healing. So we watch the charity make money, more and more money, getting up towards 100 grand. That's wonderful. For me, it's not about the number. It's about, the human result of it. And that's not something I have the experience or understanding to be able to measure. So I just have to hold in my heart the idea that if we just save one life, and then that goes back to the Hebrew proverb that if you save but one life, you save the world entire. So we're trying to save the world. And yeah, the dimension of personal healing is, I think, something that a lot of people are interested in. And the set of rules that I made, which have morphed over time, um, have exposed, I think, all of us who were watching to just these wonderful moments of kindness, which I think are inspirational and great and show us that the world is not as dark as we might think it is. Yeah. But for me, every dimension, I think, where strength matters, I'm getting stronger. My pecs may not be getting bigger, but who gives a crap? Well, some people care about that. I don't. Um, my internal health, my ability to carry a burden, my stubbornness, my ability to endure. If you need anything in Ulladulla, PM me. Well, that's lovely of you. Thanks so much for your kind offer. A sun hat would be great. I'll take it under advisement. Yes, Lynette. Thank you. But yeah, every dimension that strength matters, I'm getting stronger mentally. So I'm more than capable of now of pushing beyond where I feel the limit of endurance should be. And I could walk all night if I needed to. I'm very confident that whatever I needed to do, I could pull it out of the trunk, whatever phrase works. So I'm getting mentally, physically stronger. I think I'm rebuilding myself ethically too in a positive way. So these lessons about kindness are affecting me, and I'm learning how wrong it is to discourage kindness, something that I've done all my life. All my life, I've rejected kindness. I've turned it away. Oh no, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. No, 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 no. Give it to him. It's fine. No, let me buy you a beer or whatever. Like all my life, and it's not good. It's better to encourage the kindness because it's like a circle that we make together. You give, I receive. We're both lifted up, and then the job is to pay it forward, to find a time in the future where you can give that kindness to someone else. So, ethically, mentally, physically, and, therefore spiritually, I'm just getting stronger. And I think that then frames a lesson. And the lesson is simple. If I can do it, you can. You know what I mean? So if there's someone in your life, doesn't have to be you. If you or someone in your life are hurt, struggling, alone, broken, you can turn it around. And the specific recipe doesn't matter. Hope, belief that it'll work, belief that you'll get there. That's what matters most of all. So it is inevitable that you will succeed if you have that hope, because you try and you know that as long as you relentlessly keep trying, you'll get there. So whether it's therapy or trying to quit smoking or whatever it is, you can have that cycle of failure and try again tomorrow and all of the rest. Without hope, that becomes churn. And it makes you feel weak, like a loser. Oh, I couldn't do it. I tried to lose. I lost 5 kilos, then I put them back on or whatever. But with a bit of hope, bang, you're like a guided missile, and you can. Well, it's a bad metaphor. You can blow up anything, anywhere. That's stupid. But sorry, I missed a comment. Let me scroll back. Good on you, mate. True Aussie, doing good things. 2 thumbs up. Oh, thank you, Sarah, and thank you for your kind offer of help. Um, the lovely noise outside your tent sounds good. It reminds me of my camping days. Yeah, so since the chemotherapy, I have a constant thing called tinnitus. Like it's a bee. But when I'm in nature, these sounds drown that out. It's lovely. And now that I mentioned it, the tinnitus just came back full on. But you have this mental discipline to zone it out. Nathan asks, are you good for water and food, mate? Do you need me to bring you anything? You lovely bloody man, Nathan. You're a lovely bloody man, mate. Thank you for sharing the road with me the other day. And you're a lovely bloody man. And no, I'm all good for everything. Thanks so much, mate. Yeah, cheers. Um, and then we're back to my octopus teacher. Okay. Melinda says you're speaking directly to my heart. Well, thank you, Melinda. If I can help even one person, it delights me. Because kindness is the antidote to suffering. It is. It turns around all that dark stuff. Heals me. Heals you. Heals us. Oh, I look like Santa, don't I? Ho, ho, ho. What would you like for Christmas, child? What would you like for Christmas? Always find these, department store Santas a little bit creepy, personally. Anyway, yeah. What's going on with my beard, actually? It was bloody darkening. Now, maybe it's just the light. Oh, yeah, look, that's sort of steely grey, isn't it? Hmm. When I shave that off and put a bit of colour in my hair, I reckon I've turned the clock back at least a little bit, undone some of the ravages of cancer. So look, thank you so much for your time and interest. That pretty much explains it all and updates where I'm at and what's going on. if you are anywhere near Ulladulla and you would like to meet Captain Australia, and I'll wear the mask and all of the gear. I'll be at the pub at Ulladulla, well, the Marlin Hotel. I'll be there tomorrow. Uh, I don't know where. I'll arrive around lunchtime, but give me a few hours to wash myself and make myself pong a little bit less, But yeah, so from mid-afternoon through into the evening, I will make merry and be happy to chat and have a beer with anybody who wants to come up and say hello. So please don't be shy. If you're in the area and you would like to meet, don't be shy. We'll get some photos, we'll have some giggles. Think up some drinking games or something. I don't bloody know. But come and say hi. It's Friday night. Let's have a beer. Okay, so I am incredibly comfortable. I am incredibly happy. And I did not know 1 year ago that this level of happiness and contentment would ever be available to me again. And yet here I am. That rebuilding, that strength, that's available to all of us. And that's the message of the big walk. Life might want to grind us down. It might want to just step on the chest while you're down so you can't get back up. But you can. You can. And if you look and you just close your eyes and you figure out the direction the sun lies in and you start walking, you can get there and you can get better. Susan says, have a great sleep. Susan, thank you so much. So yeah, I'll sign out now. And yeah, I'm very comfortable. I got my riggedy-liggedy new sleeping bag. Thank you to my mate Helen and, oh, what was it? Puffin. I did a shout out already. I can't remember the name of the company. I got my thermals on there and my dark, sexy legs. Look at that. Oh, look, if you want my phone number, nah, my wife had kicked me in the balls. Gail says, hi, Captain, rest well. Looking forward to tomorrow. Yeah, cheers, Gail. It was lovely to meet you in Newcastle and the walk down the Fernley track. It was a fantastic day. I had a great time, and it was a privilege and an honour to share the road with you. I did lie to you, though, Gail. You remember when we were walking down the Fernley track, and I glanced back, and I looked at you, and you looked just a little bit huffed and a little bit hot and bothered. And I said, look, let me carry some of that stuff. Strap it on the back of my pack. Seriously, the way this thing works, I won't even feel it. We clipped that gear onto my back, and I was carrying an extra 5 kilos. I lied to you. I said, nah, it doesn't feel it at all. I bloody well felt it, mate, absolutely. So I think that is noble and super heroic. I took the burden and it made me a little bit stronger, mate. But I apologise. Full disclosure, I might have lied to you that day. So when I was carrying all those pasties and what was it? Little quiches that you made, and they were delicious, by the way. Thank you. Yeah, quiche. But I did fib a little. When we added them on the back of the pack, bloody hell, I felt it, yeah. Amy says, does your wife watch your live streams? I think sort of here and there, yeah. So she's caring for my 3 sons at the moment. And yeah, that's a bit, she's stuck with, that's a burden. Not a burden, like that's the wrong word. It's a task though, and it's hard. And oh, my youngest 2, Sheldon and Sullivan, they've been acting up a little bit. So the night before last, they should have been sleeping. Midnight, my wife gets a text. It's a panic text from my youngest son, Sheldon, and he's freaked out because he's worried he's going to get in trouble and get caught. They were up at midnight, and he was cutting Sullivan's hair. So Sully had all of these bald patches all over his head. Why? I don't know. What's wrong with you boys? You should be asleep. And normally I'm like a stabilizing influence in the house. Um, and I do need to actually finish the stream and give him a call. But yeah, so my wife had to completely shave his head. Not like full on bald, but he looks like, I don't know, a professional boxer or something, the little dude. It suits him though. He looks good. But yeah, she's been dealing with stuff like that. So yeah, she doesn't necessarily have the time to jump online and watch every single stream. But when I get home, I want to sit my peeps down and just share the adventure with them. And I want to ask if they'll do it with me again, but not as a walk. but come down and like I feel I've made some lifelong friends, you know. Um, yeah, there's Quentin and Taki, farmer and his wife at Grafton. There's Joe at Ballina, wonderful lady. There's Andrew at the Chelsea Motor Inn at Coffs Harbour, and Scotty there, and oh, I can't think of the son's name, but he was lovely too. There's a bunch of people all the way down. Jai and Jules at Wangaratta, something near Coffs Harbour. I can't remember the name of the town where they're living. But yeah, and the crew at Newcastle, Andy, Gail, Marie, and Grant, all these lovely people that I'd like to see again and show to my family. I've sort of been collecting you all like Pokemon, and I can show pictures and stuff, but that's not the same as recreating the trip with my boys and my wife and taking it nice and slow, stopping along the way. Like Old Bar, there's my mate Jock. He's a wonderful person, and the whole Flow Bar Boogie Woogie Beach House. I stayed in the Foo Fighters room. Or was it Foo Fighters, or was it what's his name? The dude. What's his name? Drummer for Nirvana. I can't think of the name of the singer of the Foo Fighters. Why can't I think of the name of the singer? Oh, jeez, I'm so old. But yeah, I want to do that. Maybe we need to get back on track financially, just get life on track when I'm done with the walk. But then, yeah, maybe in a year's time, I'd like to just bring them with me and re-meet all of these lovely people that we've met on the way down. Diddly dee dee dee, scrolling back up, missed some comments. Phil's watching. Phil, looking forward to meeting you tomorrow, my friend. Angie says, haha, oops, how old are your sons? When I was first diagnosed with stage 4 cancer and given 6 months to live, my youngest son was 3. That was a kick in the guts. He just turned 9. So, lovely. So my boys are 9, 11, and 13. Lynette says, love it, boy pranks. Dad's away so we can play. I don't love it. It was pretty terrible. And oh no, my wife handled it really well though. That would be awesome, says Gail, for you and your family. Dave Grohl, thank you. I'd love that. We can be in the movie. Oh yeah, the movie. Come on. And Dave Grohl. Yep, thank you. It is Dave Grohl. And I understand he's a lovely bloke. Like there's certain personalities that you can just tell they're good people. Like Dave Grohl, usually they're scruffy looking. Keanu Reeves, I think, he has a vibe and a reputation that he's just a sweet, lovely person. Diane says, we will be moving to Taree as soon as Archer is in outpatient care. So you better stop by ours too. Love to. I'd absolutely love to meet you and your son, Archer. He's an inspiration to me. Phil Parnell says, hey, buddy, great to see you. You're safe. Cannot wait to finally meet you. Friends for life, mate. Buddy, all right, that's it. So, how do you seal a deal with friends for life? You have a good few beers, my friend. So the Marlin Hotel won't know what hit them tomorrow, my mate. We might have a few people with us, so let's have a classic evening, eh? Um, all right, I think that's it for the comments. So. Thank you again for your interest. If you ever have any concerns, questions, or you would like me to meet you, if you live on the route somewhere between here and Melbourne, delighted to. Just drop me a message on the Captain Show's Big Walk Facebook Messenger thingamabobbly. I try to answer all comments, but I definitely answer all messages. Gail says Dave Grohl would be the muso to do your Captain Australia song. Well, actually, I'd ask Link from the Missing Link, this dude I met at Nowra. He's a lovely muso, but he's put his guitar down. He's been traumatized by just some really bad experiences over the COVID stuff, and but I'd ask him, and what I'd do, I'd get him to do a really rock and roll version of Tina Turner's "We Don't Need Another Hero." That's what I like, we don't need another hero, but he could like growl it out and do some pretty full on guitar stuff. That was the plan. You deserve it. Cheers, buddy. I'm really looking forward to it, Phil. So when you knock off work, come find me. But yeah, it's good. Well, when I get there, if it's lunchtime, I'll have a few hours to pretty myself up. Gail says, great. Yeah. Oh no, actually, sorry, I did decide on a theme song for Captain Australia. I just need somebody who has an ability to play the keyboard, ideally an ability to either sing in a high falsetto or an extremely tight pair of underpants. And the thing is, you take that the Queen song, from the movie Flash Gordon, yeah. So they did the soundtrack to that movie, and it's bloody marvelous, yeah. But what we do is we update it to, and you have these little kangaroo lightning bolts come down, and it's like Cap, ah, savior of the universe, Captain Australia, he saved every one of us. Oh, I look so mental now, don't I? I just got a proper look at myself like in a mirror. Yeah, that was not good. But yeah, so I reckon that would be a great theme song. So like if I was on the project again and they did an interview as I roll into Melbourne, I would love to just have kangaroo, kangaroo, Cap, Captain Australia. He saw every one of us, stands for every one of us. He saved everybody, saved every man, every woman, every child, everybody, Cap. Yeah, that's it. I'm sorry, not we don't need another hero. Captain Australia. I reckon that's the way to go. Either that or a totally original song would be pretty awesome too. Anyway, old man ramble. I apologize. I've said goodbye a few times now. We'll make this the last one. Gail says we have to make this happen. Yeah, I mean, look, if there's a communal will, I'm sure we could. I can't sing in a high falsetto. I don't have tight underpants, and I can't play a keyboard. So it requires, as Liam Neeson would say, a very specific set of skills. Skills that make a nightmare for what? No, never mind that. But yeah, we need someone with a specific set of skills. So anyway, wow, this sleeping bag's comfortable. Thank you, Helen. Um, so yeah, look, I will be in Ulladulla tomorrow, and we'll do a long. I'll have my power pack. I'll keep the phone all good, and we'll just stream the whole thing. It might get a little mushy and a little sloppy, and a little bit of staggering involved, but we'll just share the evening of drunken giggles and chats because I think we might talk about some pretty serious stuff too. I told Andy last night my life story, the unashamed end to end whole bloody thing. Uh, it took a couple of hours, but he was just eager to hear it, so we were sitting around just drinking tea and life stories, and might do that again tomorrow with some new friends, or hear some fantastic stories from them. Kelso says, "Good night, Captain. Sleep well." Good night, my friends. Thank you so much for your interest. Sleep well yourselves. All right, I'll sign out there. I gotta call my family. Love them. All right, bye bye.